What's up, nerds? It's your boy, COGGM. It's 7:30. I should really stop saying that. It sounds stupid. It's 7:30. It's the 23rd day of March 2022. It is 56 degrees and clear, but cold. I'm feeling a little under the weather yet again, but that's not going to stop us from reporting on this week's crowdfunding projects. All the following crowdfunding projects are coming to an end. It's your last chance to support them. If any of these sound like something you want to support, head on down to your friendly local game store, that's Dreamworld Collectibles here in Ventura, California, and see if they can, look into it for you or order it for you. From Jason Ward, we have The Real Thing RPG. This is a Powered by the Apocalypse core rulebook. $30 is the most popular pledge, and this is the adventure / role-playing game based upon the music of the band Faith No More. So if you're a fan of late 80s, early 90s, Faith No More, alt rock, or Powered by the Apocalypse, or just want to see what a very obscure genre of role-playing games is like, who knows? This could be awesome. It could be something. It's not the first time a album or a song has been the source for a role-playing game. It's not the first time role-playing games have inspired albums and songs. So, it's an interesting choice, Faith No More, but who knows? It's Powered by the Apocalypse, which is a system I like, so who knows? From Nerdburger Games, okay, you win this week. Name for best company, we have Stage Heroism, the RPG. This is an original system, $20 is the most popular pledge. This is a RPG homage to the Venture Brothers. It's not official, but it's an homage. It's a, comedy RPG, superheroics, heist type of thing. Love letter to Saturday morning cartoons. So if you're a fan of the Venture Brothers style of quirky, serious but not serious superheroics, but bad at it kind of style of gaming, check this out. Can't go wrong with the name Nerdburger, and I know I'm a fan of Venture Brothers, so could be good. From Druid City Games and our boy Monty Cook, we have Tribal Blades 2, Rise of the Unfolders for the Cypher System game. It's a 400-page core book. It's a 2-in-1 book that contains everything you need to know about a world called Navari, and it is a Cypher System introductory. Okay, so $60 gets you a RPG that includes the standalone Cypher System and this world called Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders. Rise of the Unfolders? So there's the folders, and then these are the ones who are trying to stop them, as in a bunch of evil people who are just going around badly folding paper. I'm not really going to be afraid of an evil organization called the Unfolders. But maybe that's what they depend upon, Nobody takes us seriously, but we're really like the super baddest evil organization there is. But, who's going to be threatened by the Unfolders? And that's how we fool people. Yeah. I guess. Or just simply all the good names are taken. I don't know what Tidal Blades is, so is this a movie? Is this a game? Is this something inspired by something else? It's also got rules for a board game in it and the role-playing game. Interesting. I'm looking at the Kickstarter here now. So we get the Tidal Blades role-playing. We get the Tidal Blades board game, and you get the introduction to Cypher System, all for $60. Not bad. But other than that, is this a IP that was out before and they're reintroducing it in a new way? It reads like I should know what the Tidal Blades are, but I got nothing. Has anybody ever heard of this? If you know what Tidal Blades are, if that's like a comic book or something that I missed, let me know. Otherwise, not bad. $60 for a role-playing game a role-playing game source book, or at least a dumbed-down version of the role-playing game source book, and a board game. Yeah, I mean, I hear good things about Cypher. From Methopedia / The Cabinet of Curiosities, we have Cyberpunk Augmented. It's spelled CBRPNK Augmented. This is a Forged in the Dark pamphlet RPG for $30. It's the most popular place. $30 for a folded piece of paper. So it's a cyberpunk RPG done as a series of pamphlets and intended for one-shots or short campaigns. It contains a GM's guide, a player's guide, and has been converted to the Forged in the Dark. So for $30, you get a couple folded pieces of paper. Yeah. No. From Loresmith, we have Remarkable Guilds and Their Heroes, a GM guide for any RPG. This is a system-neutral sourcebook. $15 is the most popular pledge, and it's a guide to building guilds and the NPCs that work for those guilds and how those guilds interact with the world around them and how those guilds might affect the player characters in your game. So if you need a $15 plus guide to guild building, world building, this sounds like a pretty decent source book. I mean, $15 isn't back. From Penny Dragon Games, we have Bergen's Book of Beasts for D&D 5e. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition source book. $45 is the most popular pledge, and it looks like 200 new monsters for 5e. For Game and a Curry LLC, I'm sorry, you win best name for a game company for this week. Sorry, Nerdburger Games, but Game and a Curry, I would love to have a game and a curry. We have Damios Academy. This is an original system. $35 is the most popular pledge. You go to a boarding school, and you begin to recall that there are supernatural horrors in the boarding school. And then years later, you play the adults who go back to deal with the supernatural horrors that they encountered while they were going to boarding school. Does this sound like a movie? Is one of those supernatural horrors a clown? From Marte Corbero, Martia Corbero, Maitrecorbeuau, Corbero, Mateo, is that Mateo? Marty? Anyways, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm trying. We have the Prismatic Tower, a wild magic adventure for 5e. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module. $15 is the most popular pledge. It focuses on a wizard's tower filled with magical traps and wild magic. From Possum Creek Games, we have Yazbiz's Bed and Breakfast. This is an original system, core rulebook. I believe we talked about this earlier. $60 is the most popular pledge. You run a series of adventures that set in a bed and breakfast inn. As you play out the adventure through 48 chapters, you have a choice of 7 long-term residents and 50 guests to choose from. The adventures are everyday events taken to the extreme of fantasy. Slice of life, fantasy, your thing, this might be for you. $60 for a role-playing game about adventures in a bed and breakfast inn. And I guess the fantasy version of New England. Isn't that where all bed and breakfast inns are, is New England? Okay, moving on. From EN Publishing, we have The Blessing, Healings, and Peace for the Ukraine. I don't know why this is listed as a Kickstarter. It's not a Kickstarter. I mean, they were funding for a project, but yeah, this one doesn't seem to fit here. I have mentioned this before. It's $5 is the most popular pledge. Basically, it's a series of, cards. We know I'm a big fan of the cards that describe spells and effects and things like that you can use in the game. They have some artwork on them, and all proceeds go to supporting the individuals being affected by the situation in the Ukraine. So, yeah. $5 for some write-ups for some spells for 5e. Okay, that seems to be it for this week for Kickstarters, so let's go through it again and see which ones I actually recommend. Faith No More role-playing game using Powered by the Apocalypse. Huge fan of Powered by the Apocalypse, but a role-playing game based upon one album? Nope. Staged Heroisms from Nerdburger Games, a role-playing game about superheroes that are ineffectual, sort of based upon Venture Brothers. Clever idea. It's been done before. At least 3 that I can think of. Could have just been a supplement for another existing role-playing game. Tidal Blades 2, Rise of the Unfolders with the Cypher System. $60. You get a board game, you get a role-playing game, and you get a world book. Sounds like a really good introduction to the Cypher System. Can't complain. This one actually sounds decent. Cyber PNK, CBR PNK, for $30, you get a folded piece of paper. Nope. Remarkable Guilds and Their Heroes, system neutral source book for $15. You get guide on how to build and run guilds, and it's compatible with any fantasy themed role playing game. Yeah, sure, why not? That one's okay. Bergen's Book of Beasts, 200 new monsters for D&D for $50. Nope. Damios Academy, an original horror system, $35 for an adventure about playing kids and then playing the adult version of those kids who encountered supernatural stuff while they were in boarding school together. Basically, it's the role-playing game. It could have just been a supplement for another role-playing game that's already out. Nope. The Prismatic Tower, $15 for a D&D adventure. Sure, why not? Yazit's Bed and Breakfast, $60 for a role-playing game where you play the owners and operators of a bed. Yeah, nope. The Blessing, Healing, and Peace for the Ukraine for $5. You can get a bunch of cards that describe spells and donate to the Ukraine and those being affected by it. Or you could just skip the cards and donate directly to any one of the multiple charities that are taking care of that. So nope. Nope to that one. Nope to the Bed and Breakfast one. Nope to the Haunted School one. Nope to the Book of Beasts. Yes to Remarkable Guilds. Nope to Cyberpunk. I'm sorry, I'm not paying $30 for a folded piece of paper. Yes to Tidal Blades. That looks good. Nope to Stage Heroism. Could be a source book. And the real thing, I don't know. It's probably got it. I mean, it's Powered by the Apocalypse. $30. Yeah, no. I don't see that working. I think I go over this a lot of times. I know I feel like I do. It's like a lot of these could just be source books for existing games. Now, I don't know if it's easier to write your own game and then write adventures around that game. I would feel it's easier to write source books. Like if I wanted to do this staged heroism thing, I would just use it as a source book for an already existing superhero role-playing game that already sort of, has that feel to it. Like, or just generally, like what Champions did with PSS 124, or Stupid Heroes or stuff like that. Just make it a source book. Same with, a lot of the other ones. Could just be source books. Don't need to be their own standalone games. There's plenty of games out there that you could make source books for. And $30 for a folded piece of paper? No, I'm sorry. I love Cyberpunk as next to the next guy, but it's a folded piece of paper with some writing on it. No. Yeah, just no. Anyways, that's it for this week's crowdfunding projects. If any of these sound like something you want to support, head on over to your friendly local game store, that's Dreamworld Collectibles here in Ventura, California, and ask them to look into it for you. And don't forget to tell them I sent you. I appreciate all your support. If you don't hear from me from a couple days, it's because I will be without internet for a couple days. I have been your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, sports, and general internet nonsense with my usual amount of judgmental sarcasm. And, I know I can be really judgmental of these Kickstarters, but, I want you to spend your money on something that I feel is really worth your money since money is so tight right now. So, yeah. Let me know if you want to support any of these. Till next time, get out of my interdimensional marketplace, you damn kids, and your damn neon sign that's a fish, I guess. I don't know what's going on in this picture.